director can't be the director without everyone.
There's no I in team.
There is no I.
You know?
Everyone has to come together.
It's a family, and what are the last three letters of family? I-L-Y. I love you.
Yeah.
You have to love what you're doing. You have to love the people you're working with. Otherwise, it's a miserable experience.
Millions of us watch the final show. Few of us ever see what it takes to bring it to life. Live television, world tours, sold-out arenas, no second chances. This is where pressure meets precision, where chaos becomes a choreography, and impossible deadlines become opening night. From the Latin Grammys and Premio Nuestro to global tours with some of the biggest artists like Metallica. This is Creative Hub Talk, voices that move media. And with us today is Tony Parodi. So, you've been doing this for a long time.
No shit.
You know, we met, even before Univision or Televisa Univision.
SIN.
Even before SIN. There was do you remember Bill Bakula?
Yeah.
Remember the music festival he wanted to do?
Oh, yeah. Do I remember Bill Bakula?
Yeah.
I did a bunch of shows for him.
I should interview him too. It's been a while. But that's where I met you first. And you come into the room, you're this big guy. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the roadie I want to be.
No, man.
But you drove that meeting. I go, this guy knows what he's doing. I still remember that.
I didn't know what I was doing. I was faking it.
And what drove you to do this?
My brother played in a band. I went along. I liked music.
Yeah.
I was studying art, so that was right along the same lines. I had done some designs for a festival, a rock festival they did here, you know. So I went along with my brother. I go, hey, that's kind of cool, you know. So I would help him move equipment because, you know, I was the big guy. And that was it.
Are you an artist?
Yeah.
Do you paint?
Yeah.
You have work?
Yeah.
Why don't you?
I just got back to painting. Look, every show that you see,
Yeah.
if I can show you the doodles that I've done for the sets.
I've seen your work. When we've worked together, right?
Yeah.
I've seen the design work that you do and the ideas that you bring up, but I never realized that you had, is this the right thing to say? The artistic mind. I'd always thought you had the stage production, but so you come from an artistic world.
Yeah, I studied art. I had a scholarship in fine art. I would live at the university in my studio painting, and that was that. And then an opportunity came along because my brother was playing in a band, and I would help him.
What kind of music?
Pop music.
You play pop music.
They would play La Fiesta de Quince.
Yeah.
I don't recall exactly the order, but it was there was a promoter who had a record store, and he said, "Listen, you know, your brother, you know, plays in this band, and we're going to do this show with some disco artists, and can your brother's band open up, and that way you can work for me and do this." You know, the Ritchie family, I think it was called, or something. So they did, and then he goes, you know, there's an artist in Spain, you know, this young guy, and he's going to do his first tour of the States. You know, he's got this record called A mis 33 años. You know, his name is Julio Iglesias.
Imagínate tú.
And, you know, like we need somebody bilingual to do the tour because they're all Spanish. They're okay, you know, who the hell is this guy? I had done some shows with what was then Miami Sound Machine.
When you say you did shows, you did it as the stage manager, production manager?
There was no such thing at the time.
You just did
went
everything.
in there and organized.
You just did everything.
You wore different hats. I mean, with Miami Sound Machine, it was, they were playing, I remember there used to be this thing called La Fiesta de la Factoría, and they would play at that. Gloria and her cousin and Emilio, you know.
Yeah.
And we would just do it, and who comes next? This one, oh, put it. You know, there was no, you didn't have a title. You just did it. You know,
you had fun.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't do it if it wasn't fun. That's the main thing, though. You gotta, life is too short not to have fun. So,
but when we work together, I also see you, the production guy, exactly, not the technical guy, but what is the experience that the stage is going to give the audience.
It's all about if there wasn't an audience, we wouldn't have a job.
You get into that, and I've always appreciated that.
We wouldn't have a job.
You always have the idea of what can we do to make it better for the audience.
That's at the end of the day, you're working for the artist, but the artist is also working for the audience.
Yeah.
So you have to unite both visions and say, what I'm going to put on that stage, that show that I'm going to give them, because you're the one doing it, really. The artist is, nobody's buying a ticket saying Tony Parodi is a production manager, but the artist is depending on Tony Parodi or whoever to make that happen.
That's right.
That's
right. Create the experience.
It's a word that I heard yesterday. It was a quiet luxury. You're the quiet end of what's happening that nobody sees. But when somebody sees that, wow, that's.
And it's about teamwork, right?
Always teamwork.
Because you are the leader, but it's about the teamwork, and it's about the team coming together. That's what I like about. That's what I love about this industry. When I wanted to be in this industry, I thought, oh, I'm going to be the director. But you know what? The director can't be the director without everyone.
There's no I in team.
There is no I. Everyone has to come together.
It's a family. And what are the last three letters of family? I-L-Y. I love you. Yeah. You have to love what you're doing. You have to love the people you're working with. Otherwise, it's a miserable experience.
Yep. I've been a couple times to your pre-show meeting to the crew, and you're there to motivate them. You're there to say, hey, we're here to do this together. And I appreciate that. A lot of people in this industry do think it's by themselves.
No. There's no I in team, man.
There's no I in team. What's the most important skill?
Communication. What do I always tell people? We're in the communications business. Whether it's me telling you what microphone this artist needs, to me being able to communicate to a stagehand why I want him to move this, to communicating with a carpenter, telling him, I need this built for this prop. It's communication. We're in the communications business. We are communicating with the audience. That's the other thing when you were saying about having fun and whatever. What we do is we create fantasies for people. So this guy's mother died, his dog ran away, his girlfriend left him, this young kid, he flunked out, he's afraid of what his parents are going to say because whatever. He goes to a show, and for those 2 hours or 3 hours that he's there, he's magically transported, and at the end, he's like going, yeah, he's singing along, and his girlfriend is there, they're jumping up and down, whatever artist they like. We're communicating that fantasy to them. The artist is, we're making it possible.
Right.
So it's all that communication. That is like, right at if you can't communicate, you can't do this.
That's a great way to put it. The example of the guy that, down in the dumps, everything's going wrong, but he'll go to a 2-hour show.
Yeah, he can't pay the mortgage, his car loan is, whatever. His mom died a few weeks ago. Yeah.
He's there to see the artist, and that artist, we help them look good. We help them perform that show. So
it's the teamwork. We like I help the producer does whatever he has to do to make that artist shine.
Yeah.
And one thing I always tell the artist before they go on stage, I'm here to make you look good, so you make us look good.
That's a great point. So speaking of the artist, without naming names, what's difficult of artists? And I think for those of us that are backstage, we see an artist and we say, they're just regular people, and the people in the audience go crazy. But what is it about an artist? What's a misconception that people have about artists?
Well, first of all, he has to believe in himself, and he has to be passionate about what he does. The biggest problem working with artists are the people around the artist.
Not the artist.
I have met artists who are wonderful, and yet I thought they were jerks before getting to meet them because of the people around them. Because those people are safeguarding their jobs.
Yeah.
And in order to safeguard your job, and if you don't know what you're talking about,
yeah.
Remember, a lot of artists, when they start out, It's their friends that are around them that build them up to a certain level. And they're depending on their friends telling them how good they are. And then they get to a point where these guys don't really know what they're talking about. Let me hire some professionals, you know? And a lot of times these professionals, they're just, the artist is just another, unless this is the wrong terminology, you fall in love with the artist, but unless you believe in the artist, you know, for whatever reason.
Do you think these artists become, especially the big ones, they become the artists because of who their team are, or because of truly their talent?
Now the team helps to build on what the artist already has. But if the artist doesn't have it in him,
It's not going to go anywhere.
it's not going to go.
Yeah.
You think about all of these boy bands, and not to put down boy bands, all the boy bands and everything, and then they're just put together. You know, it's like it's only going to last so long because there's no real chemistry there.
Mm.
The chemistry is made up. It's another product they're selling.
And what do you think is that people don't understand of your role? Like, they say, hey, Tony, he doesn't know what he's doing, or Tony, what is it they don't understand about you or your role?
What I always say is, if when everything is going right, it's like, we don't need this guy. Look, everything, when something goes wrong, it's like that line from the song, when something goes wrong, I'm the first to admit it.
Yeah.
When something goes right, I'm the last one to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, people don't get it.
Yeah.
You made everything possible from step 1 to step 20. When you get to step 20, it's all done. It's, it's like going to a restaurant. The food is marvelous. The minute you don't like something, or this guy doesn't know how to cook, you don't walk out and say, wow, that guy really knows how to do the pasta. No, you just, it's another good meal. But at the end of the day,
and it's the team, right? Yeah.
Always,
you're
always
leading the team, and they might say,
well,
what do you need Tony for? But Tony's the one that built the team to make this happen.
It's not Tony built the team. Those people gravitate to you because they see in you the qualities that they want, and you gravitate to them. A leader, no matter what, whether it's a president or a general or a captain of a football team, whatever, you're only as good as the people around you. I try to look for people who are more intelligent than me, who are more capable than me, who are more talented than me, because let's go back to, they're going to make me look good.
Yeah. And how do you handle those days of pressure? The rehearsal was, bad rehearsal, good shows, right?
Yeah.
Right. But you had a bad rehearsal, you're getting ready for the show, but something happens. How do you handle that pressure, that moment?
I don't know how to really put it into words. I'll give you an example. We had an event. Can I say the name of the event?
Yeah.
Latin Grammys a couple of years ago.
Yep.
We have a turntable.
Mm-hmm.
The turntable stopped working halfway through the show.
Live.
And we have Mark Anthony on one side, and we just finished doing Karin Leon on the other. I know why the turntable stopped working, and I had said something about it in the past, but I hadn't been strong enough in my, we had too much weight on the turntable. We had 2 sets with too many people on them. On one side, we had a choir with 20 people and a full live band. On the other, Grammys live. The other side, we had Mark Anthony with a huge salsa band and this big, huge set that was like the New York skyline, and it stopped working. And it's like, what do we do in the middle of a song? Okay, so I communicate with the producer. What do we do? And he said, do whatever you have to. Tell me what you need me to do. Teamwork again.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, okay, I'll just put on the acts as I can fit them on. And I remember I just stood center stage, and everybody's like running around. And I told the guy with the turntable, just do whatever you can to make it work. So he brought in this big ass drill and manually
made a turn.
made a turn. But instead of it taking 30 seconds, it would take 3 minutes.
Mm.
So it would be like, okay, go to the, center
Mhm.
stage, front of house,
Mhm.
whatever, go to the. So we were running the show from the stage and telling them what to do. And again, teamwork. At one point, one of the producers comes to me and she goes, this artist manager is giving me a hard time. The manager's name was also Tony. So I go over and I go, Tony, ¿qué pasa? He goes, no, because, like my artist is, I'm not naming names, it's supposed to be next, whatever. I go, can't you see, man, we have this turntable problem. I know you're with me on this. He goes, what turntable problem? Nobody realized it because we kept it going. What turntable problem? And at that point, he goes, I'll go help you push it. I go, no, we don't need that. Just bear with me. Understand,
Yeah.
cooperate, be
Yep.
part of the team.
Yep. So that sounds like one of the craziest moments.
Oh, no, we've had crazier. There was a moment back when Omar Marchant was producing where, he calls me on comms and he says, this particular artist who didn't want to perform just won an award. And he says he wants to perform now.
Last minute.
No rehearsal, no nothing. I go, okay, what do you want me to do? Can you put him on stage? Give me some time. So I went around and I asked a member of another band, hey, can I borrow your bass? Because they had no instruments. Hey, can I do this? Hey, can I? So I said, okay, I've got the back line to put them on stage. And we didn't have the music.
Mm.
So somebody had a cassette of their music in their car. So with a cassette, you were probably directing that show. The biggest thing is to keep your calm, even though you want to scream and you want to
Yeah.
Yeah. But at that point,
people are looking to you.
People are looking to you, exactly.
Yeah.
When you see all these movies where you see the general on the hill,
yeah,
and you go, why isn't the general out there fighting with the troops? Because he can't be.
Yeah.
If he was in the middle of that melee, in the middle of that whole thing, how could he see the big picture?
Yeah.
You need to see the big picture. Yeah. You're up on that hill and you go, okay, send in the troops from stage left or whatever.
Have you ever thought that the show's just not going to happen? It's always going to happen. The show must go on.
The show must go on.
No matter what. We always figure it out.
Bert, Anthony died on January 26th. I was doing Premio Lo Nuestro less than a month later.
Oof.
And people were questioning my ability to do the show. Not because I couldn't do it, simply because of my headset.
You needed to do it.
I needed to do it.
You needed to do it.
And then I found out there was a little in memoriam for him. Mm. And I needed to do it.
I remember.
I needed to keep my sanity.
Yeah.
Because, I always say to people, out of chaos comes order. You can't find something unless you're lost. So.
Tough.
Yeah. Tough, but I mean, there's many stories like that. I'm not unique. I'm not the only guy.
No, I know, but this is a little more personal, This is a conversation that we're having. And, I mean, I lived it, what you're saying, and it's not easy. It's not easy for the family. And I always thought, we are just family, right?
At the end of the day.
We all work together all these years, and we'll sit down and have lunch together or whatever, but it affects everybody.
I don't see you as much as I used to see you when you were directing.
Yeah.
But when I see you, it's like I just saw you yesterday.
Yeah.
It's not, I haven't seen him in a month. I haven't seen him in a year.
Yeah.
Because that bond, once it's there, it's there.
It's there. And do you prefer the live television or the touring?
Tough one.
You like the touring. The
touring is a challenge in the sense that you're in a new place every day, dealing with new challenges every day. But again, the show must go on.
Yeah.
In television, you're in the same place. You probably go back. I mean, how many years have we been working at the same venue.
Yeah, yeah,
But it's still a challenge because there's different artists, and you'll come up with an artist that's never been on television before and doesn't know how to handle himself. Uh, and different producers, different managers, different, you know. But at the end of the day, it's a 3 hour show, and you know
it's done.
it's but it's a 3 hour show.
Yeah,
You can't. It's not that the artist wants to do like another 5 minutes after
yeah,
the ovation,
yeah,
and we've had that happen.
yeah.
We had an artist who kept on performing, and I was told get him off stage. So
We've
like
had a couple. No, Juan Gabriel.
Juan Gabriel
Juan Gabriel was
walking on stage and like telling the musical director cut it, and he's going no, and I'm going you're off the air.
That was a great moment, though.
Yeah.
That was a great moment. So, tell me about future people like you. Are you mentoring? You have people that are looking
Oh
up to
yeah.
you?
I don't want to call it mentoring, schmentoring. Matter of fact, somebody wrote me this morning that they were in Colombia, working with a company that I helped. We were doing Metallica in Ecuador. I brought them from Colombia because the company in Ecuador sucked. So they came from Colombia, did a great job. And then I used them again with Ozzy and with Sting and different shows. And they've grown and grown and grown. And he's going, they remember you and blah, blah, blah. And it was somebody who I met at Univision who now works for Amazon.
Mm.
And they're doing a reality. And when they met, they go, oh, you know this guy? Oh, yeah. And when they started talking, it's the future. I dare say that 90% of the people working with us, I could be their father or grandfather. Oh God, that's so horrible.
How old are you?
34. But people with a lot of promise. The big difference between when I started doing these shows.
I was just about to ask you, what is the difference between from when you started to what these kids are doing today?
I was the lone gunslinger. I was solo. Remember one time I fell off a stage.
One time?
Well, yeah. This one particular time when I went to pull a microphone away.
Yeah.
And I fell off the stage, and I called the rest of the show sitting in the production office. And then I got taken to the hospital with a broken, something on my foot.
Was that Carnaval? Was that the
No,
Carnaval?
no. Carnaval was another one. That was an 8-foot
How many bones
stage.
have you broken?
Oof. But that time it was just me,
Yeah.
and I had one assistant.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now we have a team of about 50 people.
Yeah.
Because things have grown.
Yeah.
And you have to grow with it. And if you don't grow and if you don't, change,
Yeah.
you
You'll be
die.
left behind. What's the biggest technology thing? Is there a technology thing for you that has really helped you?
In today's fast-moving media world, execution is everything. 55 Creative Hub is your all-in-one destination for production. Studios, post-production, sonic branding, all under one roof. Create without limits. Visit 55creativehub.com to get started.
I'll tell you a funny story. When faxes came out, before you used to have to send everything.
Courier.
No, It was either, there was no email, there was nothing. There was this machine, I forget what it was called, but you typed into it, and then it was a little strip came out with little dots.
Yes. Not a telestrator.
Teletype.
Teletype.
That's how you would send a writer, and it would take forever. And then you would put it in, and then it would translate it and whatever. So the fax came out. I go, this is never going to work because the pages turned black when they hit the sunlight and whatever. Then they came out with ones with regular paper, and I go, oops, I learned something. I learned that technology is going to keep advancing.
Exactly.
And if I don't pick up on it, it's going to leave me behind.
Exactly.
So there is no one particular thing. It's just that you have to be open to what comes next.
So 74, you're still out there almost full time. How are you balancing?
Good question. With the people around me. It's no longer a one-man show.
Right.
Sonia handles all the travel. It used to be a pain in the rear for me. We have people who handle every aspect of the shuttles. We have a person that takes care of the shuttles. everything that we do, and the team has grown mostly because of the network. Because every time the network needed something, it was like, oh, we got a quote from this company, and it's way too expensive. Okay, so what do we do with the shuttles? You're paying exactly what the costs are. That's another. You asked about something earlier. Honesty.
Honest.
There's a lot of people who take advantage of the situation, and there's always these weird commissioning things. We don't do that. We get paid for our services. We get well compensated
Mm-hmm.
for our services. Our people are very happy with what they do. Um, I've had guys that have been on tour who have left the tour, replaced themselves for a week or two or days or whatever to come and do the show to go back out.
Mm.
But that's also helped them get those jobs
Mm-hmm.
because they see them on these high profile shows
Mm-hmm.
and they go, oh, this guy was working the Grammys,
Mm-hmm. So what's next?
Premio Nuestro.
You gonna go back to art?
No, I am painting.
You're still painting?
I'll send you some
I'd
photographs.
like to see some stuff.
Yeah,
I'd like to see some stuff.
it's another distraction, let's say, but it's also it's like when I'm putting together a writer for an artist.
Yeah.
It's like 4 a.m. and I'll be, oh Jesus, it's 4 a.m. You get so wrapped up in what you're doing. You have to be passionate about whether it's putting together the writer or communicating with the artist or the management, whatever. Someone at Univision complained that my emails are long and boring, because I get very detailed.
Yeah.
But I have to.
But at the end of the day, whether it's the writer or you're painting, it's fulfilling.
Oh, absolutely. Again, it's fulfilling. You have to have fun.
Yeah.
Fulfilling.
Yeah.
Because if it's not,
yeah,
yeah, it's the difference between grilling the burgers at Burger King and being a chef with a name at a 5-star Michelin restaurant, and it's like, wow, you can tell the difference. It's attention to detail. It's the difference between, it's like, that's another analysis that I always make and comparison that I make with people. And I say, it's the difference. A hotel is a hotel. They've got beds, showers. It's the difference between going to the Four Seasons and going to, Best Western, whatever. It's attention to detail.
Yeah. So 50 years, you're in the business, you're doing a little bit of everything. You had the families, you have the work. What do you want to be remembered as? Because people are going to remember you. People are going to say Tony was
a good friend, a good family, member. He took care of his family. At the end of the day, it's family. I mean, take a movie like The Godfather. Okay, everything is about the family. I mean, they do stuff, illegal stuff, but at the end of the day, you find you're rooting for the good bad guys as opposed to the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the difference is family.
Yep.
And that, like I said, at least in English, family, I love you.
Yeah.
I
never realized that until you said it today.
Yeah.
That's great. So what are you going to tell the young people today? What is it that they need to do to be in this business?
This is going to sound very patronizing, but the truth is you need to learn from the people who came before you. You just can't show up on a stage and go, hey, I'm so, the titles today, production manager, stage manager, they dime a dozen. Oh, I'm so-and-so's production manager. Okay. Respect.
It's not about the title.
It's never about the title. Some of the best production managers that I know, when you see their signature, it says nothing. One of them, a guy that I have the utmost respect for, Opie, he has the email address or whatever address for a dog carrying thing. Another one, I met him when we were doing Beyonce. His signature is just another guy pushing cases.
Mm. Mm.
You know, I hope that when you see me at these shows, you don't just see me there like pointing the finger. You see me there actually helping something happen, because the best way to learn is by or to teach is by example. And you say those meetings that I have before, I meet with them. It's like, going to meet with the workers who are building your house. Somewhere along the line, I read that the architect who designed one of those galleries in Washington D.C. went to meet with the guys, the bricklayers and the mortar guys and whatever, and told them, at the end of the day, you guys are making this building.
Mm-hmm.
And it's what I tell the guys before they go on stage. There's a lot of artists out there. There's a lot of cameras. There's a lot of, bling bling and all that. If we don't put that stuff on stage for them to go and perform on, there's no show. This show is in your hands.
But I want to give you credit for what you do, because you do it great with a lot of respect. And I've always appreciated who you are and how you do it. And thank you for coming in.
It's a mutual appreciation, because without people like you, it all goes back to the team, the right hand and the left hand working together,
Yeah. And I've seen you pull some stuff out, just calm and cool, and you get it done. And with the passion, like you talked about it, the passion and wanting to do it. And I just want to say thank you. And thank you for coming on today.
Oh, you're welcome. I appreciate it, because you're giving an opportunity for people that are never seen, that are in the
behind the scenes.
You should be heard or whatever, but not seen, whatever.
Yeah.
You're giving an opportunity to people who make stuff happen.
Yeah.
It would be like going out to interview the guy that's flipping the burgers, or the guy that's putting the tires in your car. A great example of that is, those F1 things.
Yeah.
The guy's driving, he gets all the credit.
Yeah.
But for the 30 seconds that he's in that pit, that team is making sure that guy lives to tell the tale at the end.
That's right.
And that's what everybody in this business is. It's that team that makes that F1 driver, people put him on the shoulders with a big trophy and the champagne. But without that team, that guy ain't going to be there. So it's not, you're giving an opportunity for those people to speak their mind and say things, and, give credit where credit is due. Because a lot of times that falls by the wayside.
Thank you for recognizing that. I appreciate that, because that's exactly it. And it's people like you. So thank you.
Don't keep pointing to me. There's a lot.
I know, but you're the leader of a team that makes it happen. Yes, you're well compensated and all that, but this is important for me, and I hope it's important for you. And I hope people watch this 3 times over.
I fixed my hair just to come on the show today. Okay, I went out and got a mani and a pedi just to come on the show today.
Thank you, Tony.
You're welcome.
That brings us to the end of today's episode of Creative Hub Talk. Thanks for spending your time with us and being part of the conversation. If you found value in today's episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone in your creative circle. This was Creative Hub Talk, voices that move media.